Hello, guys. This is Dylan and Nick from Snap Decisions, and today we're going to be talking about 10 must have running backs for the 2024-2025 NFL season. We're going to be going players that are mostly not in the top 10, and giving you guys some guys that are in the later rounds that I think are going to be great values and could potentially end up in that top 10. So, starting off, we do have Josh Jacobs. Now, he's going to be very borderline as far as going top 10. Currently, he is ranked 10th, so his ADP is 41.4. But I really can see a strong case for Josh Jacobs finishing top 5 this season. He is going to be the workhorse running back on a strong Packers offense heading into the 2024 season. He's going to be replacing Aaron Jones' spot in this offense, where he has had 4 top 10 finishes in the last 5 years, and many of those years he was also injured. So I think Josh Jacobs can definitely replicate what Aaron Jones was doing in this offense and have even more success. Jacobs had a ton of success on that Raiders team that wasn't even in the best shape. So I think that Jacobs could definitely make a strong case for going and ending up in the top 5 this year.
I agree entirely with that. Josh Jacobs, a very exciting player now on a very exciting offense, finally. I'm excited to see what he does in Green Bay. Up next, we have Devin Achane, who has an ADP of 44 and is ranked as the RB11 on Sleeper. But Achane's ceiling is the RB1. There's not many guys you can say that about this year. But when the Dolphins' offense is good, it's really good, and so is whoever their starting running back is. And now that Achane is listed as the RB1, he has a lot of opportunity to repeat performances that he had last season, like his 55-point performance at Denver.
Agreed. He's definitely one of those guys that can win any week for you, and you love to have those guys on your team. The next guy we have here is Alvin Kamara. So Alvin Kamara has kind of been aging like fine wine over these past couple of seasons. He's done no worse than running back 16 in PPR during his entire career as a Saint, according to Sleeper. He's at the ADP 64.8 and is ranked 17th as far as running backs go. He is going to face some increased pressure from second-year running back Kendre Miller and Jamal Williams for carries, but I think this lighter workload will work in Kamara's favor as well, allowing him to stay a little bit more healthy during the 2024 campaign. I think the Saints are going to be in a pretty similar situation to what they were in last year, and Kamara finished at the running back 16, even with missing a few weeks. So I think that Kamara can definitely push for top 10 status this year, but he is a very safe option. I could see him not going any lower than 20 PPR by the end of the season. So definitely a great pick at that 17 range.
Yeah, for sure. Don't sleep up on Kamara. He's always a great safe pick for PPR leagues. Up next, we have Zamir White, a very intriguing player this year at an ADP of 93 and ranked as the RB24. He is a massive breakout candidate. He has a huge shot to break out. He'll be the workhorse for the Raiders this year, and the Raiders' offense will probably be horrible, but we've seen workhorse running backs excel in these horrible offenses before with people like CMC in Carolina. So at the ADP he's at, it's worth the shot.
No, I definitely agree, and hopefully Gardner Minshew can sum up some more magic for that Raiders offense and allow Zamir White a little bit more room to work with over there. And our next pick is going to be Zach Moss. So Zach Moss is moving over to the Cincinnati Bengals. I was kind of surprised to see that he's only 26. It feels like he's much older, but he's going to be moving over there after he was with the Colts last year. He's going to be joining the strong Bengals offense to help replace the role of Joe Mixon, who moved over to the Texans, with fellow second-year running back Chase Brown. So Zach Moss, he put up 4 top 10 weeks last year while he was starting running back in place of Jonathan Taylor for the Colts. And I can see him replicating some of this success early on, especially for the Bengals this season. I think as the year goes on, Chase Brown's probably going to be start taking more and more carries from Zach Moss. So if you are going for him at an ADP of 112, a running back 32, I would recommend also attempting to snag Chase Brown. That would be a great handcuff to have, and you could have the entire Bengals backfield at a pretty cheap cost for such a dynamic offense.
Yeah, certainly. Whoever ends up being the Bengals' top guy will succeed. That's just almost a fact. That offense is so electric. And yeah, very, very intriguing pick right there with Zach Moss. Up next, we have Derrick Henry, who is ranked as the RB9 and has a ADP of 38. But Derrick Henry has never been on an offense nearly this good, and with the addition of Lamar Jackson to that backfield that he's in, with that dual threat nature that they'll present, Henry will likely see the least amount of defensive focus he's ever seen in his career, and we could see this guy really reach new heights. So I'm really there for that ADP that he's at right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's a great safe option. There's no way he's dropping out of the top 10 on that offense this season, as long as he's staying healthy over there. And another safe option is Isaiah Pacheco, who's going to be our next running back. So he's the ADP 45, running back 12. He's the workhorse on the Chiefs. And it's going to be a new look offense for the Chiefs this season. It's going to be much more similar to what we saw a few years back. A much more dynamic Chiefs offense, I believe, especially with the additions of Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. And I think this is going to help Pacheco out, seeing some lighter boxes. Defenses are going to have to respect the pass a little bit more with some actual receivers out there for Patrick Mahomes this year. And he has very little competition for snaps. Only Clyde Edwards-Helaire and maybe Deneric Prince will be getting some snaps for that Chiefs offense. So Pacheco, very safe option, who also does get some passing work as well.
Yeah, Pacheco is a very, very electric player, and I'm excited to see what he does on a more spread out offense this year. Up next, we have James Cook, who is the RB14 at an ADP of 60. And Cook is a really exciting player as well. He showed strong improvement last year, going from the RB44 the year before all the way up to the RB12. And now this year, he has a really high ceiling and a high floor, in my opinion, because he's on one of the most electric offenses in the league that will, even though they lost Diggs, it will remain an electric offense because of Josh Allen at quarterback. And now that there's less mouths to feed up in Buffalo, James Cook could really have himself a year.
No, I definitely agree. I think they're going to have to rely on the run game more over there after the loss of Diggs. So I think James Cook will push for top 10 status this year. Our next running back is going to be Aaron Jones. So kind of going with the theme of older running backs joining new teams, we have our third running back here that's kind of in that situation. Jones is going to be the new workhorse running back in Minnesota. He's going to be facing very little competition for carries, as the only other running back who's likely getting snaps is Ty Chandler. And an offense with a rookie quarterback, JJ McCarthy, the Vikings will want to get Jones involved early and often throughout the season. They do have some great weapons over there in Minnesota with Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, so definitely going to be able to spread it out, and he's going to see some lighter boxes. We all saw how dynamic Jones can be during that Packers playoff run, so he definitely still has some more in the tank that he can give to this Vikings organization.
Yeah, for sure. Don't count Jones out. He's definitely still has a lot in the tank. He did show us that last year. And up next with our final player for the day, we have kind of the sleeper of the day, Trey Benson, the rookie running back for the Cardinals. He's sitting at an ADP of 132 as the RB38. And that's a really great place, in my opinion, for him to be at, because James Conner, the lead running back for Arizona, has dealt with injuries every single season of his career. And there's a strong chance that the Cardinals' backfield will become rookie Trey Benson's at some point this season. And he's a really exciting rookie. And at that ADP, it's worth seeing what he's going to do with that opportunity.
No, I definitely agree. I think Trey Benson could end up being one of the better picks in the later rounds this year for many fantasy managers. So that's going to wrap up our video here today. If you guys did enjoy, please feel free to like or comment on the video. Comment any other running backs that you guys kind of have your eyes on, and we're looking forward to talking to you guys in the next video.